ever notice how quiet it gets right before everything breaks? That moment where the noise fades, the crowd disappears, and all you're left with is yourself. No applause, no encouragement, no one telling you it's gonna be okay. Just you, your breath, and that weight sitting in your chest that won't go away. That's where this starts. Because nobody talks about that part. They talk about success, they talk about winning, they talk about what it looks like at the finish line, but they never talk about the nights where you're staring at the ceiling wondering how the hell you ended up here. Wondering when you stopped believing, when you stopped hoping, when you realized that nobody was coming to save you. You feel that? That tightness in your gut? That's reality knocking. And it don't knock twice. See, the world loves to sell you a lie. That if you work hard, play fair, stay patient, things will just fall into place. Nah, that's not how it works. The world don't reward effort, it rewards results. And when you don't have results, they don't care how tired you are. They don't care how much you sacrificed. They don't care how much you lost trying to get here. They'll step right over you like you were never there. You learned that already, didn't you? You gave your best, you showed up when it hurt, you stayed when others quit. And what did you get? Silence, doubt, doors slammed in your face. People telling you to be realistic, to calm down, to know your place. Funny how fast they start talking when you scare them. Because that fire in you, they saw it, even when you tried to hide it. They saw the hunger, the edge, the fact that you weren't built to live small. And that made them uncomfortable, so they tried to shrink you. They laughed when you spoke about your goals, rolled their eyes when you said you wanted more, called you crazy, called you arrogant, called you delusional. What they were really saying was, I'm afraid of what you might become. And instead of letting that stop you, it planted something dark, something quiet, something patient, a pressure that's been building every single day. You tried to be good, didn't you? Tried to play nice, tried to be understanding, tried to fit into a world that was never designed for you. And it nearly killed you, because pretending drains you, holding back drains you. Living someone else's version of your life drains you, until one day you snap. Not loud, not dramatic, just a cold realization. I'm done. Done explaining, done waiting, done asking for permission. That's when the shift happens. That's when you stop wanting approval and start wanting control. Control over your time, your energy, your direction. You stop trying to be liked and start trying to be effective. And let me tell you something most people never understand. That version of you, the calm one, the polite one, the agreeable one, that was never your final form. That was survival mode. You were learning, observing, absorbing every insult, every rejection, every time they underestimated you. You didn't forget any of it. You stored it. And now it's heavy. You wake up with it. You carry it into every room. You feel it when things get quiet. That's not weakness, that's pressure. And pressure does one of two things. It either crushes you or it turns you into something dangerous. See, most people break because they're trying to escape the pain. They numb it, distract themselves, pretend it's not there. But you looked at it. You sat with it. You let it burn. And that's why you're still here. That's why no matter how many times you got knocked down, you didn't stay down. You crawled. You dragged yourself forward. You kept moving when logic said quit. Not because you were hopeful, but because something in you refused to die. That thing, that's not hope. That's instinct. That's the part of you that knows you weren't meant to fade quietly. You think this road was hard by accident? Nah. This path was designed to strip you, to take away your illusions, your softness, your need for validation, to force you to stand alone. Because the higher you go, the lonelier it gets. And that scares people. They want company. They want reassurance. They want someone to hold their hand. But power is isolating. Strength doesn't come from being surrounded. It comes from being unshakable when you're alone. And right now, you're standing in that space, between who you were and who you're becoming. And it's uncomfortable as hell. You don't fit anywhere anymore. Old friends don't recognize you. New rooms don't trust you yet. You're in between. That's the most dangerous place to be, because this is where most people turn back. They
start missing the old version of themselves, the simpler life, the familiar pain. They tell themselves they went too far, that this isn't who they are. But listen to me. That discomfort, that isolation, that feeling that you don't belong anywhere, that's growth. That's what happens when you outgrow the environment that created you. You're not lost, you're transitioning. And transitions are violent. They tear parts of you away. They demand sacrifices. They force you to choose. And the choice is simple. Do you become smaller to fit the world, or do you become so sharp that the world has to adjust to you? Because make no mistake, the world will not meet you halfway. It will test you, break you, laugh when you bleed, and then, only then, will it respect you. Not because you asked, but because you endured. That's how it works. Respect isn't given, it's felt. And fear comes from consistency, from showing up every day, from refusing to disappear, from being the one thing they can't get rid of. You want to know why people start acting different once you level up? It's not jealousy, it's recognition. They see that you're no longer negotiable, that you don't bend, that you don't chase, that you don't explain yourself. And that makes them nervous, because controlled people are predictable. But you stopped asking for directions. You started moving with intent. You stopped telling everyone your plans, stopped arguing, stopped proving. You let results speak. And results aloud, they echo. They force people to confront their own excuses. That's why they talk behind your back. That's why they downplay your wins. That's why they say you got lucky. Luck doesn't bleed like this. Luck doesn't sacrifice sleep. Luck doesn't sit in silence and keep going. You earned every inch, and you're not done. Not even close. Because now you're operating from a different place. Not motivation, not inspiration. Resolve. Resolve doesn't care how you feel. Resolve doesn't wait for confidence. Resolve moves even when doubt is screaming. That's what separates you. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You just need direction. And you have it. Even if you can't explain it yet. Even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else. You feel it pulling you forward. That's purpose. Not the pretty kind, the heavy kind. The kind that demands discipline, sacrifice, isolation. The kind that costs you comfort. And comfort is the enemy. Comfort is where potential goes to die. You already know that. That's why you can't go back. Why old habits don't satisfy you anymore. Why mediocrity feels unbearable. You've tasted something else, something real. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. The truth is this: nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you what you want. Nobody is obligated to understand you. And that's not bad news, that's freedom. Because if nobody is coming, then nobody can stop you. You answer to yourself now. Your standards, your code, your vision. And that scares people who still need permission to breathe. Let them be scared. You weren't built to be understood. You were built to execute. To move when others hesitate. To stand when others fold. To endure when others beg for relief. That's your edge. Not talent, not luck, endurance. The ability to suffer longer than everyone else. To stay locked in while they look for exits. That's why when this finally pays off, it's going to look sudden to them. Overnight success came out of nowhere. They didn't see the nights, to doubt, the moments you almost quit. They weren't there when you had to rebuild yourself piece by piece. But you remember. And that's why you'll never go back to being small. You've been through too much to settle now. So here's what you do. You stop waiting for clarity. Clarity comes after action. You stop looking for confidence. Confidence is built through movement. You move first. You commit first. You burn the bridge behind you. No escape routes. Because people with options hesitate. People with no way back dominate. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to move while afraid. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be relentless. One more step, one more rep, one more day. That's how empires are built. Not with motivation, but with refusal. Refusal to quit. Refusal to settle. Refusal to betray the person you're becoming. You didn't come this far to turn around. You didn't endure all that pain to play it safe now. You're standing at the edge for a reason. So step forward. Let them doubt. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become inevitable. And when it finally happens, when they look up and realize you're no longer reachable, don't explain. Don't apologize. Just keep moving. Because this isn't the end. This is the moment you stop surviving and start taking.